Welcome to AI in 30. As you know, these are short sessions on the use of AI tools in teaching and learning from the TLC. Today, we have the use of AI for video generation, and Antoine is going to talk to us about that. And after the session, like every other one, you will be able to actually find all this information and a recording of the session in our AI in 30 page. I will be sharing some of that information as we progress in the chat while he is able to do all the presentation on the topic. And with no further ado, I'm going to introduce my good colleague, Antoine Bean, who will be talking today about AI for video generation. It's all yours, Antoine.
Thank you so much, Federico, and thank you so much to the TLC and to all of you. Thank you guys so much for joining us here for the Teaching and Learning Center's presentation of AI in 30. So we only have 30 minutes and we got a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to get into this straight away, yes? So I'm Antoine Bean. I am the media specialist here at the TLC. You can reach me at Bean, that's Bean like green bean, with an E on the end at uthsc.edu. You can contact me there if you have any questions, or if you want some follow-up stuff, please feel free to reach out. What is AI video generation? So AI video generation refers to automated systems that create video content from text, descriptions, images, structured data with no cameras or no traditional editing required. And you're going to see in the app that we're going to use here that it does the work for you, but there's some fine tuning that you can do as well to kind of perfect it and make it work for you for your advantage. And these technologies enable rapid production of educational materials like summaries, multimedia presentations, transform how academic institutions communicate complex ideas. So what we're going to do in short is we're basically going to take your idea and we're going to make video out of it, either with pre-existing slides or slide decks that you may have, or you can allow the app to create it for you, and we can generate movement with video and things like that from there, or use stock video and photography as well. But we'll get to that in a moment in the demonstration. So, but for now, let's keep it moving. So the key technologies behind AI video generation are natural language processing, basically the use of algorithm, making the algorithm work for us when we need to by being descriptive. That goes into the whole thing with prompting. That's actually a future presentation that we're going to talk about in the future about prompting. The more descriptive of the narrative, the better the results you will get in regard to AI and using right apps to generate right results. And it also just makes it easier for you to find the video that you're looking for. You know, many times when we're building these presentations, we have an idea, but putting it into words, that's the complicated thing. So prompting is key, and we'll cover that in the future. Next is generative models. Basically diffusion models, you know, synthesizing realistic images and video, framing from learned patterns and training data. In other words, you're trying to convey a certain message and use certain imagery to translate that so it can manifest correctly to your audience. And getting the right video does that, and this helps with this. And next is multimodal integration, advanced systems combining text, audio narration, and visual elements for cohesive video outputs. This, what I'm about to show you, you will not only have video, but you will also have access to be able to have AI narration, voiceover. And it's going to blow your mind. You're going to see. You're going to see. The workflow overview is basically from input to video output. And it starts with input, putting in text or script submission. And it's literally one action with that role, with that part. Doing it through this app, you're only using one action to bring your information in, your script in. And of course, the parse, which is the semantic content understanding. The computer recognizes that, the AI sees that, and puts it to work to make it balance out what you need to see and how it needs to be organized and what you submit to it. You can even do your notes from your classes or additional notes that you have on top of your older presentation that you want to upgrade, it can formulate that and put that in a placement where it's as if it doesn't look like an addition. It's seamless. It goes right in. And to generate, of course, with images and animation. Along with assimilation, the assemble of automated video editing. Automated video editing is not what you think it is. It's not like it's automatically editing for you, but it puts it in a way to where it automatically aligns with what you're submitting to it. And if you need to make adjustments, it's an easy fix. And the output, which is the final video ready to share, it could be presented through a presentation that you may do. If you want to do it through social media, you could do it, or LinkedIn on your website. It's all possible to do that with this method. It's a streamlined process that transforms written content into polished video output with minimal manual intervention. In other words, it doesn't do the work for you per se, but it organizes and structures how you would imagine to see it. So we always have to include the human element in this. We're still needed for it. And that way we can make our adjustments accordingly in how we, as the designer and as the creator, the artisan, if you will, want to structure and present the information. So we're going from idea to video. And this is using AI for video creation. And the product that we're using, the app that we're utilizing today, is Google Vids. Google Vids is available to anyone who has a Google account. You got Gmail, got a Google Drive, then this is your day. This is your moment. You can use Google Vids to as an open source system designed specifically for transforming concepts, research papers, your notes, ideas into engaging video content for presentations, or taking some of your slide decks from previous presentations that you've done with no video at all and adding that to it. Okay, some points that you want to see here are: it extracts key concepts and figures directly from the documents, generates explanatory visuals matched to content, it creates natural sounding voice narration, which you're going to be very impressed by the narration here, and available for implementation within moments. It doesn't take long to do this. It literally takes a few moments. Once we enter the information in, and you'll see in demo mode how fast this is, it will generate quickly for you to where you can have it structured in the system, ready for edit, and then you turning the edit really in a matter of minutes. So you can check that out in a moment. Now, the practical benefits are you're using enhanced research. So the video abstracts increase engagement and comprehension. Of course, people know it's statistically proven that video always enhances the engagement of the person that you're presenting to, and it also makes the absorption of the information easier with video, just as YouTube. It is the #1 downloaded method of communication is video. So we know for a fact that video works. And by adding video to what you're doing in your presentation, it just enhances it by 1,000 and really gets the point across in what you're doing. So if you're looking to engage in video and you've been doing graphics and pictures only, then you're going to have a great time with Google Vids and what it's going to do for your presentation. It's going to blow you away. Of course, time and resource efficiency. You can automate hours of filming and editing work and allow faculty to focus on content rather than production logistics. In other words, going back to what we said earlier, it's about time. Saves tons of time here with putting in the information that you need and using it. I would say like using video as in a way like seasoning if you're cooking. If you can do too much. There is such a thing of doing too much video, and it could just be too overwhelming for the presentation, or just makes it harder for more work for you to do. But if you use video in the right way, using it with an app like Google Vids, it can really work to your benefit and not put so much pressure and work on you as a presenter. And of course, accessibility support. So you'll find that the learning needs and textual pathways to your understanding will be increased through this video process. It actually helps because if you save time, you're able to do more research. If you're able to do more research, you're able to gather more information, and it makes it more efficient in the end. Because of course, having a process like Google Vids to work, an app like Google Vids to work for you and with you, it actually cuts out the middleman here of having to find a video professional that can structure this and put this together. I've been in the business for a couple of decades, and I will be the first to tell you, doing a presentation like what you're seeing now, I did this in Gamma, which is another AI app. I did this in Gamma. It literally took me a couple of moments to do this. But for me, as a video professional and a media professional with graphic design, to have to build this, structure this, write the text for it, it would take hours for me to do this. And that's on a good day to turn out this stuff in this order, in this fashion, and structure it to where everything is in sync, everything is aligned, the information is credible, the fonts are right, they're readable, the graphics work and are in sync with what I'm presenting. It would take hours to do this, but with still picture apps like Gamma and what we're about to see with Google Vids and incorporating video, you're going to see how much time and how easy it is for you to do and time to save. So there are limitations and considerations, of course, whenever you're dealing with AI or any type of technology, and that is quality dependencies. The output quality relies heavily on input clarity and the sophistication of underlying AI models. We're not making, the next Star Wars film. We're not doing that. There is a level of quality that some of these pictures will have. There's a level of creativity that the computer generates and what they put out. And that's fine. You have to just make that thing work in accordance to your point of view of how you want to see it and how you want to present it. So don't come in with overhyped, over high expectations. Be realistic with the expectations that you're doing and make it work for you. After all, they're coming to hear and see your presentation, you, not necessarily the idea of your presentation itself. They're coming to hear you. And the ethical concerns of accuracy and algorithm bias and questions of authorship attribution. So you want to, again, the human element. So the key is authenticity and finding real images, real video that works and matches and is in line with being authentic in your presentation. And human oversight required. It's always review and approve the AI-generated videos before publication to ensure accuracy and appropriateness. So you want to make sure that everything's on point and it's not, out of order to what you're trying to present. So future directions in AI video generation, advanced content understanding. Next generation models will better interpret complex academic topics and nuanced concepts. Taking your concept and making it work through AI and structuring this, that's what this app and the feature of this app is designed to do. It better interprets something that we can't think about it right away or know what we're looking for. By putting it in this app and making it work, it makes it work for us. And then from there, we're able to shift and be able to add the information that we need to create. In other words, it saves us time, saves us brain power, saves us time. Live video synthesis for presentations and lectures, adapting content on the fly. When I tell you how fast this thing works, you're going to see firsthand just how fast this thing moves. And doing it in real time. I'm going to show you in real time how this is going to work and doing it on the fly. If you need to change it, as a matter of fact, I made a couple of adjustments literally moments before we even opened up this live. So, and it worked, and it's in the system. So it's in there. The integration, the immersive environments combining AI-generated video with virtual and augmented reality experiences. Yeah, it is a natural look. It doesn't, how some things nowadays, especially with AI now, everything looks artificial in some ways. A lot of the stuff that is featured through this app is actually very natural looking to what you're needing for what you want. So it's really a preference thing, really. But it is presented well. It doesn't look corny or doesn't look, cheap, as it were. It does not look like that at all. As a matter of fact, you will be quite impressed with some of the video quality choices that the AI will present to you for your presentation. Which takes us to our demo. Here's where the rubber meets the road, guys. So I'm going to walk through these 4 parts, and then we're going to get into the demonstration. Uploading source document. This is where I told you earlier about taking your notes, taking your presentation that's written down, that's not written down, but typed out. It can take that and with one command, formulate a presentation. And AI extraction, the system automatically identifies the sections, extracts the figures, and maps content structure. Once we put your information in, or put the information in, it structures it in a way that where it literally gives titles, it gives a flow, it gives a coordination of ideas, and a presentation model just off of one bit of information. Storyboard generation, the AI creates a visual storyboard with corresponding video clips for each section. We're going to do 2 types of presentations here. We're going to get into the storyboard element. We're going to do that first, of how you convert your storyboard presentation and using the text that you submit for your presentation into storyboard presentations, which could be video, which could also be pictures. But we're going to focus on video because we're talking about video generation here. So we're going to get into that through storyboards. That'll be first. Next is reviewing and exporting. To review the generated content, make adjustments as we see needed. I will do real-time adjustments to some of these, and export the final video for presentation, which is literally one click of a button. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to stop the share here, and I'm going to open up our good friend, Mr. Google. So we will start here at the Google screen here, and you see your dots to the top right. You just click that. And as you can see, all of your Google accessories are there. Here you see account, YouTube, Gemini, Maps, etc. But where we want to go is to this icon right here. This is Google Vids, and you'll see a little new there. So you just click Google Vids. And as you can see, this is the Google Vids homepage. And from the homepage, we will make our choices of the direction we want to go with our presentation. I said in the beginning that we're going to start with the storyboard, correct? So let's go to the storyboard. And as you can see, the descriptive here is generate a video outline complete with stock media and an AI voiceover, which you'll hear in just a moment. So you will click on the storyboard and it'll say, let's start creating. Now, if you have, we're going to do it from the perspective of if you have notes or if you have, something typed out or formal presentation typed out here, we're going to take it from that angle. We're not going to pay attention to any of these 3 things here. We're going down here to the description to describe your video in a few sentences, typing the @ symbol to include the files. Remember when I told you one command? That's it. You type @ and then it will the system will automatically go to your Google Drive where your notes and stuff are. Now let me back up just a second here on the Google Drive. Google is an ecosystem, so it works in tandem, of course, as you know, with other Google outlets, like in this case, Google Drive. You want to take your notes and go to Google Drive and create a Google Doc from your notes that you want to make a presentation out of. So there's a tip for you. Pro tip, I'll say it again. Take your presentation, your notes, all your information that you have typed out, all the information that you have gathered, copy and paste, and put it on a Google Doc and store it in your Google Drive. So you want to have a folder anyway. So you make a folder of your project, then you do a Google Doc of your project, and then from there, it'll pull it. So I'm going to show you how it's going to do that. So looking here, we're going to put the @ there, and voila, automatically it comes up with all of my Google Docs. So the one that we're looking for in this particular situation is this one. the active learning in health science education. Click on that. And as you can see, it's active, it's ready to go, active learning. That all my information that I want to make into a presentation with storyboards are there. I hit next. Here's an outline. So here we have an introduction, mission of health sciences education, challenge of traditional lectures, defining active learning. You get the gist. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it goes on and on. Look how long that is. Full presentation, right? All broken down into parts, conclusions, and benefits, and examples, and shifting, and defining active learning. I mean, everything, the introduction, all that is there. So, okay, that sounds good, Antoine. Well, how do I get to add things to it, and what's the next step? Easy peasy. Go to next, and it tells you what design do you want to start with. So from here, you can pick which template that they provide here that you want to choose that can create, what you want to present. So I like bold text. I like things simplistic but makes a statement. So let's go with this one, this purple one here with these titles and stuff. You see it? So boom. So that's what I like. So it gives you an idea of what the other, what it has, what each layout looks like in this section of the choice of the example design. Yeah, I like it. Looks good. So create draft video. Click it. Remember, real time. So it's thinking right now. It's formulating all the notes in my Google Doc. Click on one button, pick my format and my template. Now it's processing. Creative captivating narrative. Dusting off the reels. Okay, here we go. There it is. So we have a presentation. Here is the screen, your edit screen, where you can make changes. Here is your timeline for editing and adjusting here. And then here's what I talked about, the narration. So if any of these have sound, it'll be presented here on this first blue block. Underneath these sectional blue blocks that you see down here, these are all voiceovers created by Google Vids. Watch this.
Welcome to an important discussion on the future of health sciences education, active learning. We are here to explore why active learning is not just a trend, but a necessity in preparing the next generation of healthcare professionals. Our core mission in health sciences education is clear: to prepare graduates who can think critically, make sound clinical decisions, and deliver safe, patient-centered care. However, as healthcare grows more complex, we must seriously ask ourselves, are traditional lectures alone enough to prepare tomorrow's clinicians for this demanding environment? The powerful answer lies in active learning.
Okay, so as you can hear, there's a whole voiceover there, all generated from the AI, from the bot on the Google Vids, as well as video that by going on my notes, the AI was able to bring in some stock videos that worked in conjunction with what I put in my notes to generate the presentation. Now, some of them, if you notice, kind of looped in a way. Some of the video did. They kind of did this kind of repeat, like it flinched and then started over. Well, you can adjust that. It doesn't have to, like I said, you can always create this. And some of the quality of it, like I said, maybe some videos are short, some videos are 4 seconds, some videos are 10 minutes. So, but either way, you can adjust this to make it work for what you need. And let's do a quick edit in real time so I can show you what I mean. I saw one that I want to say was this one. Yes. So it was that one. So I think that these are high school kids, not necessarily medical students. So what I want to do is I want to change this. Okay, so I want to go to stock because I want to find some more video. And so what I'll do is I will go here and I will put in, let's see, medical student classroom. Let's say medical University student classroom. I just say that. Okay. As we can see, there's a choice here. So I want to replace this video of this group with this video here. So what I do is I take that and I'll cover it. Boom. And so I want this one to be changed too. So I'll take this and I'll change that too. Well, you know what? Let me reverse that. And then I'll do that like that. Okay. So let me go back and see what that looks like.
Answer lies in active learning. Active learning fundamentally shifts students from passive listeners, merely receiving information, to active participants who engage with it.
Now, if you notice, it kept going, but the sound was going and there was no narration because that video is longer than the duration of what I need. So to edit it, I just click here, I just go hover my mouse over there, and as you can see, these blue borders pop up. So what I do is I just take it and I'll just, hold on, and I'll just shorten that. Shorten that a little bit, and then there, okay, let's see. Uh-oh, took my voiceover out. Okay, no worries, we can fix this. I made a mistake. Undo, undo, redo, okay, poof, perfect. So here's a control where you can hit the animate, because as you saw, they came in a certain kind of way. That's called animation. When you double click on the video example, this first one is the thing you want, animation. So when you click that, it controls the movement of how this moves. So you can pick how you want it to move or not move at all. So let's say none here. Same thing with this one. Let's change that to none. Okay.
Active learning fundamentally shifts students from passive listeners, merely receiving information, to
why is it not running now? Oh, I made it too short. That's why. So I go back. You have to time out how long this runs for it to edit to work with the voiceover. Okay. And then once it lines up with that, then you can keep going. All right. So that's how you would do that. And then once you make your choices and your picks of everything you want, you kind of breeze through it, make sure everything's good. From there, you want to do file, download, MP4 video, because not a GIF, even though you can create GIFs in this by taking one item and doing that. You can do that same thing with doing your pictures and photos as well in the storyboard option, where instead of putting the @ in the description, what you would do is you would put a picture there. You do the @ and you'll pick your picture out of your Google Drive that you want a GIF, and then you would put it in, it would create it in the timeline. And then from there, you would do the download and the GIF animation gift. So if you want to do that as a gift to add to your presentation on another project, you can create them and put them there. So then you hit MP4 video, and it's downloading. And there it is, it's downloaded there, active learning. And so when you get it, it's an MP4 format, and it's not very big. It's only 53.9 megabytes. So it's very small. So you can email it, you can send it in a Google Drop, or you can do it you can do it in Google Drive and share it that way. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to add another one here. So that was the storyboard. That was the storyboard option. Now I'm going to do the slides, where you can take your presentation from your slides and then put them in your as a video presentation. So you do that, you go to video, Google Video, and instead of storyboard, you go to this one, Convert Slides, which is turning your presentations into videos with AI generated voiceovers. So you click that, and then it takes you to your Google Drive, where you have your presentations loaded. You click the presentation that you want to do the changes with, hit select, and it's ready to import. This is where you can decide, well, I didn't really like this slide here. I'm not going to include that. So let's take that out, and then I'm going to import it from here. It just takes a second. Like I said, it's real time, so it's thinking. And there it is. So here is the editable elements here. You can like edit your text. If you want to add something here, you can change the pictures if you want, which we saw we can do that. And then you can like edit your transitions. So like you can do like push, and then you can do like slide. I'll just give you an example of how it will play. And then here's your player here.
Welcome to this video on We will explore the what, why, and how Active learning is an instructional approach centered on the learner. It promotes active participation through thinking, performing, challenging, analyzing, and synthesizing.
So as you can see, that happens. So you can change that. Also, when you're doing transitions, you have to be careful. Sometimes it can condense your files. So as you heard, a couple of them were voicing over that. They were kind of stepping on each other a little bit. How you fix that is you change the duration of the transition, or you can extend here. So you can extend it as long as you want, or you can shorten it as much as you want. And then the red line will come up when it's aligned with the voiceover that you're trying to sync it with. So that's how that works. Simple, basic edit. Now, if you want to add video here, let's say we want to put video in this spot. I want to put some video right here on this. So I would X out of this, and then I would go to stock, and then I would do, let's say, university students in classroom. All right. So let's put this one, that's an image, I want video. So let's do this one. And we can put that there and replace that. Or we can, yeah, let's replace it. So I want to replace that. All right. And so then once I do that, let's take it to the top here. Then I play it.
Active learning is important because it enhances engagement, communication skills, information retention, critical thinking, and learner satisfaction.
Okay. Remember I was saying about how long that was? It was too long. I'm going to shorten it. Just like that. Now watch this.
Active learning is important because it enhances engagement, communication skills, information retention, critical thinking, and learner satisfaction. We can implement active learning.
So that's how you do it. As simple as that. You can make the adjustments within a few seconds, and it's the same type of export or download. Just download. Same process, MP4 media, active learning presentation, it's done. And it'll download it in PowerPoint as well, because this is for presentation. So it'll do it as a PowerPoint with video elements included in it. That is it. That is the presentation. I hope that you guys were able to pick up some information and get that. And I turn it now back over to my colleague, Federico.
Thank you all for attending. Our next AI in 30 will be in a couple of weeks, and it will be about how to use Gamma as an example of one of the tools that are coming out to create presentations, but also with a lot of control. So instead of the tool does everything for me, is the tool does a lot of work, but I get to edit as well and be very intentional. So that's what we will be presenting in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much, and I hope that you all have a great day.